Alright, I am Lavdium. Welcome to the Limbus patch notes. Ryoshu ID, set of update notice. Is info regarding Hang announcer. He's a standard one, so after this banner, he won't be available in pulling, but he'll only be through the Pity, the song exchange, which is during Purgus as well. He'll be available in the exchange, so he won't ever be available on banner again, but he'll always be in the exchange shop. So if you're rolling on a Purgus banner and you're near it, you can always just go, oh, I have enough use, so I want to go get Hang or one of the other interval or announcers since they're also there. Alright, so there's the tray word, teaser image, so nothing else, just those two. Alright. Okay, so Drifting Blade of Hongyuan Ryoshu. They are a single page one. So unbreakable Toin for Trashable Dart, Protector Stance, X defense level for every Y HP unit. This is cumulatively lost as a counter. Trash Wind, gain poise equal to rupture on target. And I would have liked to walk towards after that. When another ally still hits an enemy after attack, use Hey Back Off as the unopposed attack against the enemy, which is the still one. Gain Toin power for X poise on self plus rupture on target. On use, gain poise taunt. On unopposed attack, inflict rupture taunt. You more damage on critical hit, and then on hit, inflict rupture potency. On critical hit, inflict an additional rupture potency as a separate thing. So, and then of course that does the unopposed, and I still hits the enemy after that attack, and then they'll use that, which will also inflict rupture taunt, make it neutral, I'm assuming, on the unopposed. They're mono pierce, alright. In the same turn, student substitute in or return to the battlefield, gain Protector's Stance. If you activates opposed attack due to Lord of Hongyuan, lose the Haisho Ward passive. Treat this unit as it has Haisho Pack or Jai family trait T-words. Okay, what T-words would it have? Just H-Torp, I guess? Passive Royal Warrior. Now, allies killed by the enemy attack, or if the attack allies HP is less than X% after attack, they use Aiding Strike, so it's still free. So it's similar to the I forgot their name from the dungeon. As an unopposed attack to enemy after attack, Lord of Hongyuan may activate this effect past its usage limit. If Hey Back Off activate a passive, the still deals more damage on critical hit. Heal XSP for 1 hour ally with the lowest SP. Support passive. Okay, so it's his default passive. So I'm assuming it does twice like it did back in the Daiyu ally unit. And support passive. Direct Earth support radiance X shield for every Y poison self. Protector Stance. Max stack 2. Take less damage. Turn start gain shield by poise on self. Turn end gain poise and poise taunt. You see leftmost SWAT gains aggro next turn and lose 1 stack. So keep doing that if you want that. So poise taunt. So hopefully it has more than hopefully it's like 3 or 4 poise taunt. It's bottom be 2 is what I'm guessing it is. And then so all of the stills do have poise taunt, but of course numbers are not there yet. So engraved in flesh and bone, deal Toin power for X poise on self plus rupture on target. On you saying poise taunt. First Toin, rupture taunt. Second Toin, poise potency based on rupture potency. Third Toin, deal more damage on critical hit, and then 2 procs of rupture on hit and critical. And then Aiding Strike. Something. On you saying Protector's Stance, which is that. So it's sort of similar to the Haisho mutation ones, where they have their one from the Trashable Trashable still defense still already still free, but this is only a 2 here because they're not a Haisho. It's not okay. Targets X types of negative effects gain final power. Gain Toin power for every X poise on self plus rupture on target. On you saying poise taunt and poise. First Toin is rupture taunt. Second Toin is rupture, and then second and third Toin are the same basically, with the on hit rupture and on crit rupture for potency. The third Toin start, deal more damage based on critical hit based on poise on self, plus rupture on target, and rupture potency. So, yeah, so I'm assuming this is rupture neutral for unopposed. I don't know how high this rupture taunt is. And 4 Toins, but the first one has taunt. So I don't know if they'll be good for rupture or if they're. I think they're more of a poise unit. So poise rupture doesn't go with the. I don't know if poise rupture is sync Merceau, right? Of course, dual statuses are better for Mirror Dungeon, but in normal gameplay, usually They just don't have enough of each one, so you need multiple supports for them, I guess. But so it depends on how high the Rupture count is. It seems to have multiple procs of Rupture, like, which is good for ego diffs that that apply it. So I remember back when the chicken breast had unlimited uses. Heath Twift's still won like 7 Heath Twift. It would have the first proc for the first swing of Rupture, then the heads hit Rupture, that'd be another count, and the second one, same thing. That's 4 different procs of the 3+ Rupture count. So this is on Trit though, so that rarer to do. But of course, that's if they keep their poise count and actually did a Trit on the toy that has the Trit. So it's all up to the numbers on this one, but at least single toins are still here. Since Daiyu did have single toin and is a unopposed one. So yeah, I do prefer single toins sometimes, most times, because of the usually have a higher. Not the old ones, like base sinners have a very low base, but usually more modern single toins have a higher base. So it's good that everything's not just in their 2-toy still one. It's very old. 3 toys still. Yeah, there's not much to talk about here since it's like if you played the Tanto, you did a good idea. It's just that now it's going to be different because it's actual identity. All right. So 2025 December 4th. Yeah, it's December now. It's December 1st right now. So update notice. Greetings, dear manager. Server entry from same time, same day of the week. 2 hours. Alright. New identity is Drifting Blade of Hongyuan Ryoshu, Season 6 identity. Assuming it's the last Season 6 identity. Ishmael Zenga target extraction. And then Wei Heng Announcer will be added. And then standard extraction. Rates does not affect the rates of fair star identities or egos. And 1-star and 2-star are lowered. It will no longer be extract once the extraction period ends. We try it via Yi Song's exchange and later extractions and not standard. New packages, target extraction package. Yeah, skip those. Bug fixes and improvements. This issue where stills that apply effects when hit were not affected by external value modifiers such as support passives or ego diffs, as there's no specific sequence in place due to instances of effects triggered when hit. We wrote a separate sequence for the when hit timing. However, in the process of doing so, we neglected to have their potency stress count gains or losses be affected by external modifiers, which is what caused this issue. We have resolved this issue by adjusting the aforementioned separate sequence to also be affected by external effects when hit. With identities 6 total. Interrupt equals attempt all Ryoshu defense still, T-Torp Don Twift defense still, Rhino Marcel defense, Ophi Heathcliff defense, Rodion defense for T-Torp, and Fum Soldado Sinclair defense still. Okay, so that's when they're on hit from their defense stills. They're not affected by external value modifiers. Yeah, so when they did hit, if they have an effect, it wasn't affected by external modifiers for stuff, assuming like potency, stuff like that for stats effects. So, plus the enemy stills that apply when hit as well. Okay, so. Issue where Don Twisted Ego Food Sack is still messed up by this. There's depression effect that do room damage and targets with SP values as well and focus the towners. Issue occurs because the process of adding this passive set interact values for determining whether targets have SP or not and focus the towners. We've directed the values for determining whether targets have SP or not and focus the towners. Now, targets of SP will lose SP even and focus the towners. Issue where certain stills failed to hit due to enemies invade, the still would not trigger despite fulfilling its activation requirements. Affected stills, Night Owl Tapino's Masse, Food Sack Doctor's passive Wave of Depression. If above effects were functioning as intended, only issue where the effects would fail to trigger due to enemies invade will be fixed. The issue occurred because, in the process of developing the above effects, an implementation error left the unnecessary on-hit condition. Going forward, we'll add steps to verify the presence of pre-existing specifications when updating the units based on changes to their design in the implementation phase, reinforcing our process. Focus improvements. Interact description in Rodion Ego Rhyme passive toldness. So, on hit, the target's 5+ sinking for 1 bind and attack power down next turn 3 times per unit. There's interact description, so Target has wait no. Sorry, you made it off center. So trying to compare it. Was it capitalization on the H? That gets 5+ sneaking, inflict 1 bind and attack power down. Next, oh, I forgot the next turn part on the original. Alright. There's never an issue where the passive applies effects next turn instead of in the same turn. However, as a certain amount of time has passed since the Eagle was released, Season 1 launch, we believe that its turn behavior has time to be accepted as the default. As if we were to allow usual policy of changing behavior to match description, and making this passive apply its effects in the same turn, if we can bind the same turn would not do anything, as the enemy's speed values will be left unchanged. Inflicting attack power down would depend heavily on Rodion's own speed relative to that of other sinners, making the effect much trickier to utilize. While if the above factors consideration, we'll be adjusting the in-name description of the above effect by adding the phrase next turn to match the behavior, so that the bind and attack power down infliction would remain in a usable state. No, so it says up here that the bind same turn wouldn't do anything. But wouldn't that still affect trashing, or is it all set in stone by the when you press the start turn thing? So that's that's interesting that they mentioned that it cannot be changed. It doesn't do a thing mid turn. So that's the interesting thing. We see a pause for the delayed adjustment of this issue, especially since it has been so long since after its release. We will exercise additional care and attention to prevent relevant issues from occurring again. This is where in the turn in which a unit's charge effect expires, the charge effect that was to be gained next turn disappears as well. Issue where the -20 identities didn't show portrait tuttons even when they flip tails on their still free attacks. The identities, Wild Eagle named Love and Hate Dawnfixout, Wild Ego, Sunshine Heathcliff, Wild Ego, Sword Sharpened with Tears, Rodion, One Who Shall Drip, Sinclair. It's negative torn identities. Or two of them also are both torn types, I guess. But issue where the pop-up window would occasionally not close when selling Ego Discs in the Movie Dungeon shop nodes. Issue where in certain time situations, certain icons on the dashboard couldn't be interacted with. Theme issue where while starting the game, James was responsible for connecting. They fixed it! They fixed it! They fixed it! Finally! You know, I stopped playing the game. I missed a lot of logins because of that. I had to reinstall the game every time. I didn't have to. True Attach didn't help. It's just have to reinstall the game from Steam, then it would work the one time. So as long as you don't let it run as an admin when uninstalling, it won't delete the app data files. But Torrents also fixed it by just moving it to my C drive as well. So if you had an external drive, that was also part of the issue. So. Issue with Season 6 3-star guaranteed deck extraction. Pre-uptime illustration of Hyperpack Yo Brands and the Heathcliff was used. Okay. 300 Lunacy for the update. It's weekly Lunacy. Every week it's 300. It's always 300. Unless there's some issue. Well, that is it. So, it's just the only new content is new identity. You have no content to use on. And they are Rupture Poise. So this will be in contest with 7 Association Ryoshu. More slash damage, I guess. Only 2 rupture potency on the still one. Is that the only other one besides the Malbranch? And Malbranch Ryoshu, which has Deathrite Haste. So in the current, I'd say meta rupture team, usually you would want all 3 of the Malbranch. Because they have Deathrite Haste, and then that's free Rupture Talent. So depending on how high the talent for Ryoshu you probably wouldn't use them in a Haisho team. No, Haisho team would still want you to know all Haishos, I'm assuming. But for non-Haisho, because if you're not running, you don't have to run all Haisho, alright? There's a Poise Rupture, you might want to run the Synchroso, and then maybe Deviat Rodion for the no-hit Rupture Talent consumption. Sinclair's not real. Deviat Sinclair, I will not accept that they exist. They are not real. Alright. So, also for more Poise, so it's not. Yeah, I'm assuming you probably want Rupture with them. You probably throw them in a Poise team, all fine, I guess. Because they still have the unopposed attacks as a follow-up, both Hey Back Off and Aiding Strike. So, they still have use if you're not running any status effect. You throw them in, it's a bit of a generalist pierced one as well, as I would say, because mono pierce and then the support capabilities of the extra attacks. So yeah, I would throw them in as more of a generalist, because charge employees are usually more of independent effects, where yes, you'd support it, but usually, sometimes a character can support themselves with charge employees, and can just be thrown in anything, depending on your damage types, and the, for both the Blunt Pierce Slash and the Sin Affinities. So, I will wait to shard. I'm not wasting on a standard banner, alright? So, okay, ignore the time I pitied on the W-Tor Bokdak banner. That was for a video, alright? Also, I was too rich, I guess. Did you see how much boxes I had before I spent them to get the other Season 6 identities? So I still have everything in the game but Deviat Sinclair. So unless if my Reflection Railway random run, like, spinner puts Deviat Sinclair on, he'll remain as the only thing I don't have in Limbus Company. So I can stop that there. I mentioned this last one. I did another Stellasaura Dacha thing. Yeah, I just, how long is that? 4 minutes. Alright, yeah, I'll throw that on as well, I guess. I don't know if anything else to throw on here. I uploaded another FOrtnite and a Tribe 9 video right before this. So this will be watching the algorithm. Because nothing really is from the algorithm from my talk anyway. Ever since I made it was the FOrtnite stream where afterward I played Toho because I didn't want to stream Fortnite for that long, and I swapped the Day Shift at Freddy's. I made the Strip Club and Salad Bar, and I think that had a negative effect on my channel. I think that is what caused the downfall of my channel right there. But I'll leave this here. I have been Lavdia. I was going to make food. I was like, oh wait, they updated patch notes. It's very early in the morning. I woke up to a horrible time, I guess. My microphone has issues with the thing. So if I'm talking, if I mute the music real quick, you hear like a buzz sound. I don't know how that started. I only found out because when I was exporting my Fortnite Chapter 7 video, I was like, what the heck is that? So when I have the music over, you won't hear it, hopefully, but now that I'm talking like this, you'll hear the sound. I don't know what happened. I restarted the computer. I'll try unplugging and unplugging it then. I'll unplug it for a while, maybe like a day or two, which I was going to do a Bible. Tomorrow I'll do a Harué and Bible reading and try to upload as fast as I can. I haven't done one in a while. I'll name it Harué Biblically Returns, because I think they're doing another adaptation, like anime adaptation thing. I don't know, because I only read it. I'm only reading the novel. I have no interest in the adaptation because I just wanted to read it. I always go for the source material. I usually do not go for external material. For example, I read back in elementary school. I read all of JoJo that was released at the time because they didn't have Part 8 finished at the time. That was how long ago was that? Over a decade ago, I guess. But of course, and then when I tried to watch the adaptation afterwards, I only got halfway through Battle Tendency before I was like, yeah, I don't really want to, because I already read it and I enjoyed my time with it, but I want to move on to other stuff. So, but I did finish. I'm not caught up on Part 9, but I did finish Part 8, like a little bit after it finished, and yeah, it was fine. Yeah, I had some issues with it, I guess. Quite big issues, but I'm not here to talk about old things I used to enjoy reading, because I don't really read anymore. Actually, I read the Bible now. I think I sort of did get back into reading by reading the Bible and Harué Suzumiya, but yeah, I'll leave this here. I've been Lavdia. Bye. Okay, now Susan, how bad is that buzz effect? I'll see on recording. I checked before I recorded. It's like, yeah, it's still there. That's certainly something. Yeah. So if I turn off the what do you call it? The noise gate, you'll hear it much clearer if I'm not talking. Did you enjoy the buzz sound effects? Alright, let me just throw on Windows Star C real quick. So I already said the ending. Yeah, and stop this here. Edit the dash to it, I guess. Nah, maybe I'll do a video on it in the future. I'm not too sure.